Hey, Zach, I wanted to ask what your thoughts are on the future of eSports as a mainstream spectator product and how they currently compare to in real life sports. As somebody who enjoys both, I find there are a lot more parallels on the fan side than traditional sports fans and avid gamers realize. I'll be honest, man, I don't connect with esports at all. I have no doubt it has a future. It'll be a big thing. People will watch it. But I've never played games competitively. I don't even play games online. I like story-driven games. One of my favorite games of all time is I like The Last of Us. I love Uncharted. I like Horizon Zero Dawn. I like God of War. I like the Halo games when I was a kid. It was really fun. But people don't realize that pro gamers are not just dudes on their couch playing video games. People from the outside don't understand how gifted and talented a professional gamer is. Number one, their reaction time is unreal. I mean, their reaction time is a lot quicker than the average normal human being. But number two, pro gamers have a ton of skills. I mean, people don't understand what they do with the controller or with a mouse and keyboard, however they play. It's a skill set. It's really a thing you develop and takes a lot of practice and a lot of work and a lot of time. All my best friends play games competitively. I don't. But part of why I don't is because it's so difficult. It's so time consuming. To get really good requires a bunch of time. And I prefer to spend my time working on the show and hanging out with my girlfriend. That's pretty much all I do. All I do is work and hang out with my girlfriend. That's literally it. But esports reminds me a lot of skateboarding. When I was a skateboarder when I grew up, and people really look down on skateboarding. There's a stereotype that skateboarders are lazy. And I encourage anybody who wants to call skateboarding lazy, try to do a kickflip. Try to learn how to do a kickflip. Nobody's lazy. If you can do a kickflip, you're not lazy at all. Learning tricks on a skateboard takes hours and hours and hours of commitment. It's the same thing if, people who criticize video games, okay, sit down and play literally an online multiplayer match of anything. You'll get destroyed. My dad, trying to play video games, would get annihilated. It really is a skill set. It takes time. It takes work to get there. And you got to fail over and with skateboarding especially. You fail over and over and over again, and you got to get up and keep trying. It's probably similar. I mean, when you're playing video games at first, and I know when I do, I play and I just get killed. Like I will have like a 5-to-1 kill to death ratio where I'm dying 5 times. I finally get a kill in the game. It's horrible to me. And for me to push through that horrible experience to get good would take a lot of failing and then trial and error. I don't want to do the work, but I got to respect the skill of it. It's like, man, it's massively underappreciated. To me, skateboarding and esports are very, very similar. And it's weird where there are very few things where the sport is judged by the lowest common denominator. It is. You don't just talk, my dad has touched a football at some point in his life. My dad is not a football player. When you see a guy playing catch at a park, you don't go, that guy's a football player. However, with skateboarding, with video games, anybody who touches a controller, anybody who touches a skateboarder, they're considered a skater. They're considered a gamer. Not by me or you, but by the outside looking in. They go, oh, that guy's got a video game controller. He must be a gamer. And the difference between a casual skateboarder or a casual gamer and a professional is so astronomically big. I mean, it's a massive, massive difference. It takes a ton of skill and takes a ton of preparation, and people just don't notice that at a glance. If you're just an outsider looking in, you're not going to look at a guy with a video game controller playing an online game or riding a skateboard going, oh, that guy worked his butt off to get where he is. But the reality is the work behind the scenes takes a ton of preparation and a ton of development of a skill. So to me, look, I don't connect with esports that much. Part of it's because I don't play online, so I don't even understand how to appreciate all the stuff they do. But my friends are very much into it, and I appreciate skateboarding. It's something I used to do. And so when people are heavily critical from the outside looking in at something like that, they just have no idea what they're talking about. I'll probably never cover esports on this channel, on this podcast. I don't cover cricket. It's not something I'm into, but I can definitely respect it. And so, esports, I think, have a definite future. And anybody who's critical of esports, I think, just doesn't understand at all and is totally, totally out of the loop. In case you don't know, Strong Opinion Sports is not just a YouTube channel. It is also a full audio podcast. You can find it on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, pretty much everywhere you find podcasts. And if you like podcasts, please do me a huge favor and give it a listen.